why is the sky blue during the day but red at sunset? Well, we've made a Ceilidh dance to try and explain this. So first of all, let's think of this torch here as the sun. So the light from the sun obviously appears white, but that sunlight is actually made of all the different colors, and those colors have different wavelengths. So we can show that by shining the sunlight through this prism here. So as we do that, you can see how the white light divides up into all the different colors. So essentially the colors of the rainbow. So in our Ceilidh dance, we're showing this by first having all the dancers circle around together, representing the white light and how it's made up of all the different colors. So particularly what we're showing is the ladies as the shorter wavelengths, or the blue light, and the men as the longer wavelengths, or the red light. So what about during the day then, and the sky appearing blue? Well, let's think about our Earth. So right now, I am right here in Scotland, and north of Europe. So during the daytime, the angle of the sun reaches us in such a way that as the sunlight passes through our atmosphere, the blue light gets scattered the most, and that is why we see the sky as blue. So we can actually demonstrate this by thinking of this water tank here as our atmosphere. So the atmosphere is right now just contains water, or it's empty, but that's not the real case for the atmosphere. The atmosphere is filled with particles. Those particles can be oxygen gas, nitrogen gas, water vapor, even particles of dust. So to represent that, I'll add a few drops of milk into our atmosphere. So as I'm adding in the milk, or creating an atmosphere of particles, what you can see is that the light here from our sun, or the torch, gets scattered and it appears blue. So what about at sunset then? Well, what's happening as the day progresses is that the Earth moves, right? So as the Earth moves, the angle at which the sun hits us here in Scotland changes. And effectively the sunlight has to travel through more of the atmosphere before it reaches our eyes. As the sunlight travels through more of the atmosphere, the blue light is scattered away even more than before. So much so that it actually can't even reach our eyes. And it allows more of the longer wavelengths, so the yellow and the red light, to reach us. And that's why our sunsets appear more of a reddish, orangey, or yellow color. So we can show this again by using our water tank. So because the sunlight at sunset travels through more of the atmosphere, we can represent that by adding in more milk, adding in more particles, more atmosphere that the sunlight has to go through. Adding in more milk, what you can see is that because the scattering of the light, the sunlight now doesn't have that bluish color, but more of a warm, orangey, reddish color, very similar to what we see at sunset. However, sometimes we get these very bright and red sunsets, and that is because there's even more particles in the atmosphere than it normally would be. So that can be because you're at sea and there's water vapor around, but it can also be because you're in a heavily polluted area. So again, we can show that by adding in more milk. So more milk, more particles in our atmosphere. So as I do that, what you'll see is that this color appearing as the sunlight passes through. So how does this then work with our dance? Well, first of all, sunlight is made up of all different colors, and those colors have different wavelengths. During the daytime, the blue light is scattered the most by the atmosphere, and that's what reaches our eyes, and we see the sky as blue. As the day moves on and we get our sunset, the angle of the sun has changed and it has to travel through more of the atmosphere. So the blue light is scattered away and we see more of the red and the yellow colors. If you see a particularly beautiful and red sunset, however, that's because there's more particles in the atmosphere, such as pollutants. So the next time you see a beautiful red sunset, you'll know why.